Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice.
Alexander Usyk. The Rock, Rocky Marciano, the Brockton Brawler himself, one of the greatest fighters of all time. A sparkling record and one of the best to ever. Not too many. Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. Good counter punching. Do you believe what we are seeing? Not a lot of defense here at all. Perhaps the hottest ticket in town for this fight tonight.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it off. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
How about that time counter shot? Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good defense to block the hook. Miss with that jab. Rocky Marciano, who hits a counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? That counter punch caught him clean. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
If you're fighting the counter punches, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punches, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Landing in these exchanges, judges going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Perfect punch. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving the man a chance that shouldn't have been.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Nice round, good round.
And there's the bell to start round 3. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. Misses with the straight left. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Nobody home with that hook. And he scores with the counter. Usyk. Looks like they've shaken it off.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot. Clear the...
Oh, do you believe this? Rocky Marciano is down! I don't care how good your chin is. A punch like that, and you're going down.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Holding nothing back here in the round. Fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
His stamina is off the charts. A lot of effort being exerted here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you.
There's the bell for round 5. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. What do you think of what you've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy.
Quick punch scores. Nice counter. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. They exchange punches. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything.
There's the bell to start round 6. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Looking to land the hook. What you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. And he misses with that straight left. Incredible work rate. Fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Focus, get your mind back on the draw, get back out there and win the round.
Here comes round 7. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
He parries away that left hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Got him there. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. His stamina is off the charts. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. These two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
Round 8, and we're off again. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Beautiful counter shot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Hook's blocked. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
A shot from the gut.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. You see shots like that in the gym. At least for once, this is on TV. Thousands around the world saw that shot. They probably even heard it.